I'm Clayton. I'm the robot simulations leader at Centerline. Centerline produces weld equipment as well as custom machinery, and that's where we use our DELMIA Robotics to make sure that we're doing reach and final programs on all those robots involved in the line. So.
Okay, and what kind of systems are we talking about? Are we aerospace? Is it automotive?
Mainly tier 1 and tier 2 automotive suppliers, and then we do deal with some OEMs, but not too many.
Okay, so they're subsystems or large systems? Or?
Yeah, large lines that are making IPs, are making engine cradles, all different underbody parts of a car.
So tell me about your involvement in the User Champion program.
Been involved in that for about 2.5 years now. Centerline actually does have our own community on there where we showcase some of our weld guns and whatnot. I also am involved in the DELMIA Virtual Factory and Robotics community. There's a lot of helpful information that comes out of that.
So what's the best part about being a user champion? I mean, what do you get out of it that's fulfilling for you?
You get a wide exposure of all the different tools that DELMIA has to offer. Being so busy, I don't really have time to poke around on every single tool in DELMIA. And I can go to the user champion community and see what other people are posting and learn about them from there.
Okay, so you kind of get a feeling for the environment that you might not be in, but you may want to, and you might find some functionality somewhere else that you're not familiar with.
Yeah, there was a recent video that was put on there about tip wear, of measuring the tip wear on a weld gun.
Okay.
And I didn't know about that functionality until I saw that video. So.
Okay, yeah, and in DELMIA Robotics, there's a lot going on in that software. It's a very technical product, just like robotics is technical, and then robot simulation is a very technical subject as well. Tell me this. Tell me about DELMIA at Centerline. Like, what does DELMIA bring to Centerline?
So we mainly use it for, like I said, the robotics. We make sure that every single robot that comes through Centerline's doors is simulated in DELMIA. We make sure that we're not going to have reach issues. We're not going to have to move robots on the floor. So we use it in that case. We also use it to showcase some new processes. We're able to put kinematics on different things and record videos and really showcase some of those advanced welding techniques that Centerline are really advancing on.
So that kind of it lets you simulate the process that you're doing. Do you guys use the offline programming tools as well?
For sure. We download all of our programs and we give them to the floor. And, what used to take weeks from power on to completing programming is now taking days. The program's right there. It's accurate, and they can go, minor touch-ups and maybe a little optimization here and there. But, we can get the teaching completed in days.
So tell me about your usage of DELMIA Robotics. How long have you been a user?
So I've been a user for 14 years now. Yeah, we started with DELMIA V5, and then in 2013, we went on to the 3D Experience. And then we've done migrations to 2014, 2016, 2019. We're currently on 2022, and we have intentions later this year to go to 2025.
Let's backtrack. So when you were making the software selection and as, the years progressed, I mean, why DELMIA? There are other tools out there.
Number one, the cost effectiveness of DELMIA really stood out for everybody. Early when we did implement in 2011, not everybody was still on board with a full robot simulations solution. So they were looking at cost, and that was becoming a big part of our selection. We enjoy the arc welding side of DELMIA is really advanced and gives us very good feedback on angles that we're working with the welding. Mm-hmm. Spot gun is also a great tool as well, where we can select the spot gun that's going to work for our application. We also enjoy 2D and 3D path models that we get out of DELMIA. We're able to put those 2D paths right into our layout and make sure that we're optimizing the layout to the robot path.
So let's talk about it from the business perspective. Like what's the main driver of implementing the technology and using it?
Back before we started using robot simulations, we were seeing many interferences that were getting solved on the floor. Obviously, when you solve these issues in design, it's going to cost a lot less. It's going to save you time eventually on the floor.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, but it wasn't unheard of for us to actually have to move a robot because it didn't reach before we were using DELMIA Robotics.
So tell me about some of your favorite functions. When you're using DELMIA Robotics, tell me about the things that really work for you.
The arc welding, number one, is huge. We're able to put the welds right onto the arc weld itself on the part, and we can adjust our weld torch angles. We can see live views of how that torch is looking, how the robot's reaching, and if there are issues where we have to come off of the perfect weld angle, we're able to go to the customer with actual weld angles and let them know that, hey, this is what we're seeing. Is this still within your specs? Do you want to do some testing? These are the angles that you need to look at and see if you're going to be able to get a great MIG weld out of it.
Being that DELMIA Robotics is an integral part of the business of what goes on over at Centerline, you got to have, you guys work in a really complex environment with robots all over the place. You guys do multiple robots. You do a lot of communication, a lot of interference zone type stuff. You guys are truly high-end robot integrators.
Yeah.
Tell me a story about DELMIA Robotics and Centerline and how the change came about and where you really saw the difference.
Again, going back to MIG welding, we had a customer where we had some issues with the weld angles, and we were able to show them right there. And, they were able to see those weld angles that we were seeing and be able to tell us that, no, those should be good to go. And they were really impressed with what they were seeing out of DELMIA, being able to get those real world angles right there.
So DELMIA Robotics is an integral part of the business at Centerline. So you got to have some customer stories around the technology.
We had a customer that was really impressed with the speed that we could check reach in DELMIA Robotics. They had requested us to look at not sending all of the robots for a part build. And within a couple hours, I was able to check those robots that were on the floor and make sure that they could reach the welds of the robots they wouldn't be sending.
We love our longtime users at DELMIA, that's for sure. And we absolutely love all of our longtime users and our user champions to come out today and talk with us. We really appreciate it, Craig.
Yeah, thank you.